Let's take a look at diversity competence for individuals and organizations. Diversity competence, or DComp, is a learning process leading to effectively responding to the challenges and opportunities posed by the presence of sociocultural diversity in a defined social system. At work, DComp means learning how to alter one's behavior in an environment that is diverse. Organizations, not just individuals, must build DComp. Organizational competence also requires an infrastructure that supports people in their efforts to behave in a diversity-competent way. Diversity professionals, in addition to their own development, are often concerned with design and implementation of programmatic measures to increase DComp of others. Often, diversity initiatives begin with valuing diversity activities designed to educate and create a positive image about an ethnic or other group or a diversity topic, as a way of counteracting negative stereotypes. These are probably the easiest and least controversial aspects of diversity and inclusion programs, but should not be supplemented with more challenging initiatives. When learning something new, we begin by identifying the knowledge, skills, and abilities comprising competence. Strangely, efforts to build DComp for individuals do not appear to follow this pattern. Multicultural competence is seen as a combination of awareness and skill related to effective communication with various cultural groups. Several strategies are commonly used to improve individuals' DComp. Some engaged in self-directed diversity learning through reading, classes, films, travels, and other experiences. Employees may also participate in activities offered by employers to build individual DComp. When learning, we identify the knowledge, skills, and abilities comprising competence. Strangely, efforts to build DComp for individuals do not appear to follow this pattern. Despite great effort, time, and money expended to train people about diversity, very little information is available about the KSAs actually needed. Multicultural or cultural competence is seen as a combination of awareness and skill related to effective communication with various cultural groups. It would be helpful to know that mastery of particular skills or information predicated success at managing diversity and inclusion, or that certain diversity skills represented a consensus among those who have been successful. Several strategies are commonly used to improve individuals' DComp. Some engage in self-directed diversity learning through reading, classes, films, travel, or other experiences. Employees may also participate in activities offered by employers to build individual DComp. Increased demographic diversity implies two things for organizational training. First, organizations may design learning activities to prepare people to interact more effectively at work with others differing from them. This is diversity training. The second implication is that training content and strategy must change as basic skills, knowledge, learning styles, and even languages of employees become more diverse. The term diversity training is often used as if synonymous with diversity and inclusion programs, but it's not. Diversity training is one of the most common aspects, but an organization that provides only training and nothing more is unlikely to become competent. Diversity training's focus has moved from compliance to improving working relationships. Today's focus is likely to be on diversity's role in strategic management and business success. However, in some organizations, diversity training is still limited to preventing and responding to harassment and discrimination, especially that which could lead to grievances or litigation. Diversity training may be designed to increase awareness, understanding, or action. Many organizations provide specialized learning designed for underrepresented groups specifically. Such programs stress information, concepts, issues, or skills thought to apply especially to women or ethnic minorities and provide a more homogeneous environment for networking, sharing experiences, and skill building. Specialized training might be necessary or more effective because without such programs, underrepresented groups might not have access to leadership training. Sensitive topics such as discrimination and the use of power can be discussed more openly. They also provide access to others in the same identity group whose experiences are similar and challenges are similar as well, who can provide support, networking, and mentoring. One argument against specialized training experiences is they imply that something is lacking in knowledge, skills, or psychological composition of these candidates that must be remedied by segregated training experiences. Another argument against specialized training is that it may provoke resentment by white males over special learning opportunities that exclude them. Organizations can consider a middle ground for leadership development, provide generic training in fundamental topics along with single-sex or race experiences addressing barriers resulting from second-generation bias. Outcomes of this process should be addressed with white men as well as women and people of color. Frequently, mentoring is included in diversity and inclusion programming. In this developmental relationship, the mentor provides support, advice, connections, and other benefits to the mentee. Some successful senior women and women of color often say that mentoring was key in their career development. Informal mentoring relationships develop spontaneously between people attracted to each other for professional and personal reasons. Many employers started formal mentoring programs by organizing mentor-protege pairs. The two major processes in informal mentoring relationships are psychosocial and career. Psychosocial functions instead enhance identity, effectiveness, and confront the professional role through role modeling, counseling, and friendship. Career functions help the protege prepare for career progress. They include sponsorship, exposure, coaching, delegation of challenging assignments, and protection. Informal mentoring continues over time as long as partners wish, although the relationship nature is likely to change over time as the protege matures professionally. Formal mentoring, in contrast, is organized by the employer or another organization, matches proteges with mentors who agree to participate, and usually lasts 1 year or less. Some mentoring programs have become group mentoring, which actually functions as a network. Networking with other professionals is widely recommended for enhancing career development. Affinity groups, or ERGs, employee resource groups, extend the networking idea to groups of people within an organization with a common interest or characteristics, sometimes a demographic. Many ERGs form around aspects of identity that are protected categories under anti-discrimination law. Groups meet with organizational approval, usually during work hours, with space and possibly financial support provided. ERGs are intended to provide an inclusive environment to those who might feel marginalized in the organization because of their small numbers or particular characteristics. These groups are thought to increase employee morale and retention, and evidence shows this occurs for at least people of color. In recent years, the purpose of ERGs has expanded from employee support to activities impacting business success, such as community service, product development, or marketing. The research base is very slim about how to set up and manage ERGs, as well as their effects on individuals and the organization. ERGs appear to be a cost-effective means of developing peer and informal mentoring relationships. Life concerns outside of work are also diverse. Work family or work-life benefits are designed to address this diversity. About half of reporting organizations in a survey of more than 500 HR professionals offered flexibility in time or place for work for at least some employees. The most common benefit was dependent care flexible spending accounts, a mechanism for directing part of one's pay into a tax-advantaged account that is later used to pay dependent care expenses. The manager or supervisor typically must approve the use of work-life balance such as telecommuting or flex time, and is an important gatekeeper in their use. Meta-analysis of 115 separate samples confirmed that both general and work-family supervisor support were associated with increased perceptions of organizational support for family roles. Studies of individual practices such as help with dependent or elder care, parental leaves, or part-time work have also found positive effects, in some cases stronger for parents than for employees without children. Effects may be confined to policies actually used by employees who need them.